Evening everyone, this is our assembly feature, day 31, the last solution for our whole duration of May, bit of AutoCAD. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this view here. We're going to use all our components, so the screw, the rack which you see here, the cover plate, the handle, the ball and cap, the table, the pin. We're just going to do this front view, and then feel free to do maybe like an exploded view like this if you so wish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through my parts. So I'm going to W block this base feature here. So what I'll do is we're going to essentially come through and we're going to W block this one. Okay, and we're then going to move on to W blocking these features here. So this feature, again, this one here. We're then going to look at then the screw cap, which we're going to take upon is this one. We're then going to look at the base plate or the table is that one, and the last one is the pin, which generally looks quite massive so there, but maybe just a scale one, like so. And then our last page, we're taking our column, which we're going to take as this one, and our rack view, which is going to be that, but all these lines are going to be hidden, it's just move backwards. Plate, and this one of the gear. So once you've W blocked all of those, what you can do is you can reference this kind of element of the drawing, this side here, and load into AutoCAD. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is insert my blocks. I'm going to insert the block header, which will pop up here. So blocks from libraries, which will then come into this section here. I'm going to resync because I've obviously already opened these before. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my base in. Okay, which I'm just going to pop in here. So I'm going to do a move. Specify the base point, move to 0,0. Move so that to 0,0. Okay, so it's strange. I'm going to move my workplace coordinates there, then that's going to be easier. It's not going to play ball. Okay, so that's the first part in place. The second part is we're going to need the column. Okay, so the column's going to pop in here. The column will sit midpoint, so when you select, you want to choose that feature and choose the midpoint of that line to the midpoint of this line. Okay, like so. And then we're going to bring in, so we've got the column, we could bring in the pin at this stage. Bring the pin in. Bring the table in as well. So what we're going to do is move the pin to the table. So we're going to specify midpoint to midpoint, like so, and it will just kind of stick up ever so slightly. I'm going to move that one then via a midpoint onto our column and our table. So our table will sit on the midpoint, like so. Probably going to be around about there-ish, like so. So that's that sort of element. Now you may want to start trimming and exploding really before you get too far into this. So not like the last ones we did where you can sort of explode all at the end. So I'm going to come in and sort of trim out everything I don't need. So I'm not going to see that feature. I'm actually not going to see any of the circle, any of the pin. I'm not actually going to see, well, apart from the top part of the pin, any of that. I'm going to see this. I won't see the column apart from the back feature after the chamfer there. See that part. Let's see a column through that part. Like I say, that's sort of where we are at this sort of stage. So that's that in column. Next thing I'm going to do is possibly bring in the gear and the rack. So I'm going to bring the gear in like so. So that's sort of set midpoint. So let's find that midpoint, match it up with that midpoint, like so. And now we're going to bring in, where's the rack? I can't see it blind. Just bring a rack in there, we're going to rotate the rack. Like so, and we're going to just move and align the rack. I've actually put these on as hidden so I can kind of get to a point where I can actually line up on the pinion properly to midpoint, like so. And then basically what I could do now is again explode these guys. Trim out everything I'm not going to see, so I'm mostly not going to really see any of this. So trim. Not going to see any of that, not going to see any of this. See any of that, not going to see any of that, nor that, nor any of that. I'm probably actually not going to see any of those lines either. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to bring my cover plate. Pin, cover plate. I can't see it from my eyes. Let's move. I can just use the center point of the circle. Like so, so that should sort of overline that one there, which is fine. No, I'm not actually going to see that line. Nor that line. Like so. I'm going to bring the handle in. Move that again onto the midpoint. I don't even work out where the midpoint is. So I might center the circle. So midpoint to midpoint, match centered circle like so. Now, because that's going to go that way, we're going to say the circle's on the top. So again, we can trim out those guys. I'll explain first. Like so, and now we've got to put our little end caps on. So it can be that one by the centre and rotate that one around an axis. Like so. Explode these guys. Essentially you won't now see anything inside. And there we have it. That's our kind of front view. And what we can kind of do now is you can start to build up your kind of approach. So again, if you come into leader, annotation, into our leader standards, you want a copy of that annotate. It's what I kind of do, like a new version copy. Come into block, circle, tag number, block by extents, that'll be fine. And you might want to come on and say right number 1. You've got number 2. Again 3. I'm going to say the column is 4. This is obviously I'm not matching the numbers I had earlier. I'm going to say the rack is 5. Let's do the cover plate 6. Gear is 7. The handle is 8. And the end cap, that says 9. And then what you guys can do is you can obviously then put a nice little table in. So you could do this obviously on your drawing as well, but you could put like parts list. So you could run down 1, which is base, 2, which is pin, 3, which is table, 4, column, 5 rack, 6 colour plate, 7 gear, 8 handle, 9 end cap. And you could, if you want, you can also expand on your table. You could actually put in like another column. Yeah, there's like another column. You can put in like quantity. So like QTY 1. They're all going to be QTY 1s apart from the last one. And that's when you've got quantity at 2, so you can change that. Quantity at 2, and you've got the nice little like parts list as well. So when you come to obviously do your template, you can bring the whole lot down together, parts list and components, or you could obviously, if you really wanted to, you could actually, like what we did before, put the parts list on the inside, scale your drawing accordingly. So that's it, that's our third assembled component. So I don't know how you guys got on with that. Thanks for competing in the 30 days. Obviously we've done 31 because we slightly overran by the assembly. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for some more challenges coming with different software.